Kids, so here's what we're going to do today. I'm going to start working on the intake intercooler tubing that goes down from the throttle body to the intercooler. I'm pretty sure my plan is to do something like this. The throttle body does have kind of an upward angle on it. I did have this coupler laying around, so I think I'm just going to use that. I'm probably going to do something like this and then try to put my quick connect right here. I do have this PQI 3-inch quick connect, so I'll probably do something about here. And then I think I'll just go down and then I'll kind of loop it right into the bottom side of the intercooler. I might have it all just one piece that connects to the intercooler and comes down and around. That way I can just disconnect it here and then pull the whole thing off. Or disconnect here and then pull this off if I need to, just to pull the intake off or whatever. So let's get started on that. It is a little bit of a goofy angle, comes up and then has to come down. So that's kind of what it looks like if it just follows the angle the way that it needs to be. So I'm debating if I want to actually clamp this and then just have it, you know, kind of push it down like that. First thing I'm going to do here is throw some tape around this whole pipe. So I'm going to be moving it around a lot, and I'm going to be I don't want to scratch it or scuff it up. This tubing is a little bit discolored, but it doesn't look too bad. I just don't want to scuff it and scratch it up. This one I'm going to put on the bottom. This one kind of looks a little bit crappy. I had this stuff in a box in like the side of the garage, and there was a mouse that got into it apparently over winter and kind of wreaked havoc inside that box. I had a bunch of rubber couplers and stuff in there too, and the mice ate the couplers. They ate like half the coupler. Alright, got it all taped up. I don't have to worry so much about banging the thing around a little bit. And this is really tight down here, but we'll make it work. So I'm just going to kind of estimate here where it needs to be. I'll cut it long a little bit at first. Good part about having some of the tape on it too is that you can mark pretty easily where you need to cut. My favorite part about making videos of cutting material is when you go to end the video and it starts recording. Alright, so I skipped ahead a little bit. I got some pieces cut. Adding this space in there really kind of messed up the bend. So I basically just taped this quick connect on, and then I used the rest of the rounded piece and then almost made like a little pie cut out of the rounded section. So this section goes back in here to about an inch and a half, and I'll be able to bead roll that section. I do have a little bit of a curve into the coupler and then a curve coming out of the coupler. So I think I'm going to leave it like that. The bottom section is actually held up because it's pinched between the fan and the water pump right now. So I think what I'll end up doing there is probably oval this section out a little bit, just put it in the press and oval it out around the water pump, and then it should be just fine. Now what I'm going to do is take it apart. I'll take the tape off, probably put a couple tacks on the coupler, and then make sure I get the angle right. And if I'm happy about it, then I can weld it. All right, so I got it all tacked together now, and I think it looks okay. I took a chance on this one down here. It's a little hard to see, but it blew a hole in it. I usually never make my initial tack on the front side or where it's easy to see, and I took a chance on it because the first couple tacks went really well. And it blew a hole in it. So that sucks. It's kind of what it looks like from the front. So I'll get this thing back on the table and then fully weld it. Alright, so back today working on some stuff. If you hear a lot of noise, it's really, really windy outside today. So today I'm going to be using this 180 piece. And I'm going to try to go right out of the bottom of the intercooler and then connect that piece up there. So this whole section here I'm going to cut some off of, and then I'll raise this thing up to where it kind of matches that piece. I might have to shorten it up by cutting like a 1-inch section out of the middle of this and welding that together. But we'll get started on cutting this piece first. This one I'm not going to tape because it's on the bottom side, and this piece is already kind of a little bit dirty and banged up anyways. So not too worried about that one. Alright, so I just did as much as I could before the drill died with the hole saw. Got it most of the way through, and now I'm just kind of... Then I took the oscillating tool and cut a little X in it. And I'm just kind of breaking the pieces off. Okay, so this is kind of what this thing looks like without the radiator in right now, but we got some stuff to talk about. So I got that piece coming out all nice and tacked in. The length of the bend kind of has it sticking out a little bit farther than I planned. You can see where I dented in the pipe so it would clear the water pump. It's actually going to be a little bit farther away than that, but it's kind of sagging down right now, so it actually has a little bit more clearance. But ovaled out that pipe so it does clear, everything fits nice. Like I said, that one comes out and sticks out a little bit, and when I was assembling this thing, I realized how difficult this assembly is going to be to put together. So as I've said a few times, the whole idea behind this is to be able to take everything apart pretty easily. So with that piece all welded together as one section, I would not be able to get the intercooler in and out without removing the radiator, and I don't want to be able to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another quick connect. I already ordered it, but it'll be here in a couple days. My plan then is to come straight off the bottom of this thing with the quick connect and then do the bend after that, and I might section this out and so I can shorten it up to get that to fit. That will drop this down a little bit more, but that should be okay. Right now, in relation to the bumper, it's pretty much flat with this section, but there is like a plastic skirt valance or whatever you want to call it that comes down farther than this, so it shouldn't hang down too far either way. But then what that would allow me to do is take the quick connect off right off the bottom and then still be able to lift the intercooler out just like I can right now. So quick connect at the bottom, quick connect here, that would all be one piece, and then I could drop the whole pipe out if I need to, or remove the intercooler by itself if I need to, or just take the intake off if I need to, because I really didn't want to have to break the cooling system just to get the intercooler off if I need to for whatever reason. I would also still be able to take the tube front off with the intercooler and radiator together, 4 bolts and the quick connects, and then all that stuff would come off. But I think that'll be a better idea, like I said, on this build, sticking to stuff that I'm gonna be happy with even if I have to wait a little bit on parts. So gonna do that. I know I wouldn't be happy with this long term, especially if I had to work on it at all. Gonna just take my time, wait for the parts, make it how I like it, and we'll come back in a couple days when that stuff comes in. Hey guys, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, and follow me on my Instagram, follow me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Snapchat, follow me on WhatsApp, follow me on PayPal. Now for a word from today's sponsor, which is not anybody because it's just me, but I gotta tell you that I don't have a sponsor because it's funny. So if you hit the subscribe button, it's for the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm. You guys probably didn't know that, so I gotta tell you guys that it's for the algorithm. Yeah, you know, if you just do that, that would be great.